Welcome back everyone. Something that's been, kind of going on recently, as most of you know, is the new privacy thing that Apple's kind of pushed out. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm totally indifferent about it, but based off what everybody's been saying on forums, Twitter, YouTube videos, all these different things, it looks like people are upset, and it also looks like people are kind of looking at the iPhone 13 as being the device that's going to be the, device that's going to totally invade our privacy, but that's not really the case. This is more of a software thing that Apple is doing, so even if you have a pre-existing iPhone, it doesn't really matter whether you have an iPhone 6s or an iPhone 13, the same thing is going to happen. They're going to be able to pry into our photos and everything. But here's the bigger thing. We saw not too long ago that Apple was pretty much, upping production of their iPhone 13s, and apparently Apple was expecting to sell like 100 million units of this thing. I don't know, something crazy like that. But based off what a lot of people were saying, now this is not everyone, I don't know what this equates to in real life, but based off Reddit, based off a ton of other places, people are saying they're probably not going to pick up the next iPhone, and they're really looking at substitutes for a lot of Apple products. And people were even saying, they were looking at substitutes for iMessage, for I think FaceTime, for iCloud Drive, and all those different things. And a lot of them were bringing up Google apps as well, which I don't understand because Google kind of does the same thing to some extent. So what does this mean for the iPhone 13? Well, in my opinion, I think the average day-to-day person, I really don't think they're going to really be affected by it. And I did ask a couple people in my personal life, and they all thought it was a pretty good idea. And like I mentioned, I think it's a great idea in my opinion. But like I said, I'm going to be indifferent about it for the time being because of the privacy thing and all that. So if Apple estimated that they're going to sell 100 million units of the iPhone 13, and a lot of people are saying they're looking away from Apple and this totally changes their opinion on Apple, does this mean that the iPhone 13 or the iPhone 12s, whatever they're going to call it, does that mean that they're going to decrease production of it? Does that mean that, we're going to have a bunch of iPhone 13s that are going to be laying around because people don't want them? And does this change the perspective and the, perception of what an iPhone is? For a lot of people, an iPhone is a secure environment, but it's very strange that Apple's, using this type of thing as a security thing. But it's very weird that Apple, on one hand is trying to have this secure image, on the other hand doing this type of thing with the new privacy concern, but also on the other hand keeping a locked app store, which in my opinion is a crazy big deal, and not allowing us to install third-party apps onto our iPhone. There are a lot of conflicting things at play, and people have brought up a lot of great concerns, which makes me think that potentially this could be the beginning to a shift on Apple. I don't think it's going to be the beginning of an end for iPhones in general, but this could be the beginning of people kind of thinking freely and kind of thinking, oh, well, maybe everything Apple does isn't on behalf of the best of the consumer. Maybe it's on the best of Apple in some way or fashion. Like I mentioned with the Apple versus Epic thing, that was a pretty big deal to a lot of people that I know, including myself. But to the average person, it didn't really affect them because they always download their apps through the App Store, whatever. But this privacy concern that just came out now, this seems to be affecting a lot more people, and a lot more people seem to be up in arms about it. Which makes us think, like I mentioned, is Apple doing things on the best of their consumer, or are they doing things based on the best interests of themselves? So I guess we'll see what happens in the future, but that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.